Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch our recording of our webinar presentation that we presented covering the changes that your employee users will see to the new version of the Master Docs application. I am logged into WebQMS as an employee user. I do not have the document specialist role or an admin role because we are going to review the changes, the major changes that will affect the employee's view of the master documents application and also the features and different areas of the application. So you will navigate to the application. You can still get that from the top menu as before. When you look at this menu here, you will see you do still have all of your old document pages and subpages here. That has not changed. You can still use those to view your documents by department or process if your site is set up that way. The master documents landing page is going to be this link here. You no longer see the unreviewed documents or new document requests. Those are located in a different area of the application now. So if you come to the master documents landing page, you will default here to a list of all of the documents that are approved and uploaded in the document specialist corner. They're all listed alphabetically here. This would be a mixture of your forms, work instructions, procedures, whatever documents you guys are using your master documents application for. When you get here, you'll notice the view is different, which you probably already have noticed. And the major difference here with the way you open a document, you now click on this icon here to open your document. You do not click on the document name like you did before. So clicking on any of these icons will open or download the document depending on the format that it was uploaded in. So if you click on the document name with this new version of Master Documents, you go to the document details page. This page, we had it before, it looked a little different because we have done it in the new layout. But if you hit the magnifying glass on the old version of Master Documents, you would get a document details page similar to this. This page just has information about the document. You'll see some key information here with release date, categories, if you're using next review dates, process owner, the size, things like that. Now here you will see the versions of the document. This document only happens to have one that's been uploaded, but as you do revisions and new uploads to the document, they will be listed here. And you can always click the icon if you need to go back and see a previous version. Or you could click this document to see the current version. So there's kind of two ways to open the document, but the quickest way is going to use the icon that's on that main grid there when you go to Master Documents. So you may not need to come into this page very often, but if you do, just know that this is the document details page. This is not the main or the fastest way to open a document. You do have these icons here as you had before on the other version where you could download the document directly here. It's kind of like opening it. You can subscribe to a document if you hit this little heart. We also had this feature before, but if any changes are made to this document, if a revision is uploaded or it's edited in some way, you would get a notification that there were changes to this document if you are a subscriber. If you subscribe to something and you no longer want to be subscribed, you can just unsubscribe by clicking the heart again. Email, this says mail me if you want to email the document to yourself. The system has your email, so you can click that and it will email you the attachment of this file. So the other changes here is the filters look like this now. We had filters before, but these filters work much better. They have a much better logic behind them. So you can filter directly from here if you want a specific location. And you will have an instantaneous filtering. You can't tell from that one because Houston is such a broad filter for this website. Almost everything is Houston. But you'll see if you click forms, you instantly have your forms or you instantly have your procedures filtered. You can do multiple. So if you say, okay, I want to see my procedures, let's put my forms as well for any reason. And now you've got both of them in there. So these are real easy to use. Click the X's if you want to clear them one by one, or you can click this X to clear them as well. This would be equivalent to using these pages as well. These will be a quick way you can get to a specific filtered page or your engineering forms per se. And you can either use this top menu to navigate around to your different processes for any type of document. This may be quicker for you. You may want to use these filters instead because you can do the same thing here. I want to see all my engineering procedures. Oh, well, I'd like to see all my administrative and engineering procedures. Then you have two processes there. So anyway, that's how the filter works. Like I said, they're a lot better, a lot faster, and just the logic behind them. You can do more combinations, of multiple items or singular filters there. So that's one of the new great features. These document titles are clickable to sort by the column. So here they're already ascending. So if you click to sort, it tells you it'll sort to descending. You can sort by doc number, location, your doc types. You could sort those, process owner, version you can't sort by. That would kind of be meaningless. So that one wouldn't really make sense to sort by, but you could sort by release dates as well. Up in this corner, we do have a nice search feature. You can put in document numbers or text words, the title, or even just a portion of the title. If you start typing a title in, you do have to hit the search button. It's not instantaneous, but if you say control of, it's going to pull in all your control of procedures. So you see that there, control of documents, control of non-conforming products, control of records. And again, you can search on just about anything you see here. If you want to see all documents that have a process owner of Jennifer, anybody, maybe you have one Jennifer, maybe you have multiple, it'll pull up all the process owners that are Jennifer there. So this is a really nice search function. You could pull up partial document numbers, and it should pull up everything that begins with MMSW. If you want to, if that stands for something, you want to see all your MMS work instructions per se. So that's the search filter. We have these icons here as well. This is not a working icon. Nothing will happen yet if you click this one, but we have reserved this button for some settings we're going to put here. The employee user won't be able to change these settings. I don't believe these are going to be settings more from the admin level. Hoping to add where they'll be able to hide some of these columns here, because you may not need to see all these columns. If you only have one location, well, you don't really need to see that here, so you may want to hide it. Little features like that we hope to add to this gear button or icon. You do have a print feature here that the employees can use. If you click the print, it's going to print whatever is showing on the screen and all the pages here. So whatever's filter. If you have no filters on and you hit the print button, it's going to print everything, however many pages worth of documents. If you put a filter on, you say, okay, I want to just print all my procedures. Oh, I've still got this here, so it's kind of filtering that. But yeah, so whatever's filtered on the screen is what you will print. There, I don't know why I'm not coming. Oh, I don't have any engine. No, for some reason I'm not getting any procedures right now, but that's what you will print. If you download here, if you want to export a list to Excel of all of your documents on the screen, again, the filter will apply and it will export what you're looking at. So if you want to see all your forms and you hit export, it will export all your forms. So that's these icons here. These blue icons up above, the employee user will not be able to see the settings area. This takes document specialist to the old doc specialist corner where they manage all these documents. They can do their uploads, adding, editing, deleting, and things like that. If you click this as an employee, you're just going to get an error message that you don't have permission to see this area like that. Audit log as well, you will not have access to see this, but just so you know that it's there in case you ever needed your document specialist to pull something from this, or if you needed to see it, you could ask them. But the audit log is just a list of actions taken on each document. So anytime a document is added, edited, approved, reviewed, it's going to keep track of all those actions taken on a specific document, as well as downloaded. This will show the document specialist or admin who all has downloaded the document. It just kind of keeps a running log of that information. Okay, my tasks for the employee user. You will have a my tasks area. The only thing my tasks is used for is for any documents awaiting your review will be shown here. If your organization does not use the review method through this online master documents application, you may never need to come here. This is strictly for anybody that has documents assigned to them for review. This is where they will come to review them, and I'll show you that in just a minute. At the very end, that way, if any of you don't need to see that section, you do not have to stay on and watch that part. You can click reports. Employee users, this will bring you to a master documents register, which is just a list of all your documents. It's got a little less detail here on the columns. You may not need to see all that. So if you just want a clean list of all your documents, doc title, doc number, version, and release date, you can get that here. This is MDR by title. You can also run it by category, which you've got several categories. You've got your document types, which would be forms, procedures, work instructions. You've also got your departments or processes that you could filter this by. Locations is considered a category as well. So if you want to pull by location or type, like procedure, those will be on the list. Any of your departments will be here as well. So if you wanted to filter for all your purchasing and see them in this format here, you can do that as well. There is the print button here, so you could print anything that you want to see there. We don't have any policies on this test site. So that's how you use the MDR. There's one more different way to sort. It's by folder though, and the folders are only going to be your doc types, forms, manuals, procedures, and work instructions, JSAs, if you have those in there. So that's master documents register, which again is under reports. The add button will take you to what used to be called new document request on the menu. Some companies use this, some do not. If you do and you're looking for it, you click add, and it will take you to that same new document request page that we had before. So this all works the same to submit a new document to your doc specialist if you'd like to propose a document to be added. Just fill in the upload the file, the title, and any remarks that you have and submit. They will get an email that there has been a document submitted for review and processing. So back to my task. So now that's the changes for all of the employee users. This also applies to employees, but again, you may never need to come here if your company does not use the review feature. And just to tell you a little bit about what this is, we're not going to look at how the document specialist uploads something and assign it for review, but they could assign it to any employee who's listed in the system as a user. So the doc specialist would upload a document, whether it's a revision or a brand new document. They could assign it to one employee or multiple employees for review. Once they do that, those reviewers will get an email notifying, hey, you have a document waiting for your review. And there will be a link that would bring you here to your My Tasks page, or you could navigate here manually on your own. When you come here, I want to point out first this workflow type. A document can be uploaded for review by the doc specialist for workflow type all or first. There's two workflow types. If you see an all here and you're assigned a document to review, that means it is required to be reviewed by all reviewers that it was assigned to. The alternate version or the alternate choice here is going to be first. If it says first, that means they have sent it out to a number of reviewers, whether it's 2, 3, 4, however. Only the first person needs to review it, meaning they only need one review. Go ahead and process it and make it live. So maybe they're sending something out to 3 managers because they just want the quickest answer. They only need one approval. Any of those ones have the authority to approve the document. So they'll send it out all 3 for review and just need that first response. So if you see first there, you'll at least know what type of workflow this is. But the document waiting for your review will be listed here. You could have multiple, so each one would show up on a line like this. It tells you what version this is. Review cycle is how many times has this been sent back and forth for review? At what point in the review cycle is this? This is the first review cycle for this proposal development document here. Again, it's all your review result. This is showing that you haven't reviewed it yet. So if you had a long list of these for your review, you could quickly see, it would let you know if you have reviewed it, if you requested changes, whatever the status was that you gave on it. If you have responded, we'll show you here what it is. To review the document and see the kind of history and the details here, you'll click the plus button to drop that down. Each review cycle, you'll have a box like this that's titled with 1 or 2 if it's the second review cycle, 3. This is 1 and it's version A, which is what we're reviewing here. In the information you see, you can see all of the reviewers this was assigned to. So if there was only one, there'd be one line here if it was just you. This one happens to show 3 reviewers that this was assigned to. You can see the date will show up once they have reviewed it. It even has the time. Who are the reviewers? What were their results here? So you can see what everybody else responds. Any comments, if they leave comments, you can see this user here, John Smith, he did request changes to the document. He wrote, typed, please see attached for suggested changes. And if you want to see what John Smith changed, you can say, okay, I want to see what he changed because I don't want to submit the same exact feedback. So you can open that, and here is his marked up version. This is just for show, for fun proposal development. He changed it, creating a proposal. These are my changes. So yeah, you can see what everybody responded and what their changes were. To review the actual document, if you're thinking, hey, well, how do I review the document? This download button will download this document submitted for your review. So that would be the first thing you want to do. Hit download, check the document over, and then you can submit your results. Okay, so when you're ready to submit your results, you're going to click Review Document. This isn't actually to read the document and review it for changes. That's where you would download it. You would download it, make your changes. You do need to save it locally before you're going to return it back to the doc specialist if you had changes and need to do that. So once you've done all that, you can come over here and say, okay, I'm going to review document. That's basically submitting your response. So you have this box here, review status. Currently it's on not reviewed because it hadn't been reviewed. You can either say, okay, you're totally good with it, and that's it. You send back, okay. You could request changes, excuse me, or you could just flat out reject it and put comments here in this box. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and request changes so I can show you how to send those changes back. And you can upload a file no matter which one. So if you say okay and for some reason needed to upload and send something back, you still can upload and send something back no matter which of these choices that you select here. So we're going to say request changes. You can put your notes in and you can, changes attached, whatever you want to say in the notes section. You just need to, you can either drag and drop or click to browse to bring your file back in here. So for instance, we would, grab a document, upload it back in there. I've got test docs for uploading. We'll just grab anyone, but say that was the one that I had marked up. There you can see it's attached. You'll just say submit. Excuse me. And right there, instantaneously, it changes to request changes. Well, here's Moreau user 2 is who I'm logged in. Request changes. There's my notes and there's my download. So when Albert goes in to review this, he'll see everything that I have done there. And that is all you need to know about reviewing a doc if it is assigned to you. This will the document specialist receives all the reviews that they need. Once they get their reviews in, they still have to submit the final approval on the document. So once everybody reviews it, and if they all say okay, it doesn't automatically go live. The document specialist has to take one more step to approve it. Then it will post live. At that point where the document specialist has approved this document waiting for your review, that's when it will disappear or fall off from your My Tasks list here. If you need to print the list of documents you have waiting for your review, you do that here. And I think that pretty much wraps up our employee section. We have a separate, if you are a document specialist, we do have a separate video that we have also sent out for the admin portion that shows you the document specialist corner, how to upload the documents and everything that you did before in the new version, as well as send out those documents for review if you do want to take advantage of the review method here with the new application. That's it. So again, thank you for tuning in to this recorded portion of our webinar on changes in master documents. Thank you. Bye-bye.